Welcome back. Now that you have completed the how to assemble your axle video and the axle assessment, you're ready to start moving. So we're going to take you through a few of the basic exercises that we like to perform with the axle. Certainly not the only ones that you can perform. There are hundreds of different exercises, but these are the basic movements that will lengthen and strengthen your body as you prepare and advance along in your programming. So the first exercise is called front squat. We'll take the axle with your index fingers on the rings. You'll see the shiny parts of the aluminum there in the bar, and you'll press your elbows forward. I like to keep the pinkies free if you don't have the wrist flexibility. You can also hold your bar this way if it bothers your shoulders or bothers your elbows or bothers your wrist, anything on the extremity there that might irritate it. So I'll be holding the front rack, and the first thing I'm going to do is again get my feet shoulder width and prepped underneath me and brace in the core. This is the whole premise of the program, is to brace throughout the core. We'll keep our elbows forward and we'll sit back into the heel, driving all the way down until the thighs reach a parallel position, and then come back up. Perform a few repetitions of this. And then as you get more comfortable with the exercise, we can start to introduce something that makes it more difficult. So a deep seat, and then we'll do a full press overhead with the bar. Bring back down, and repeat the same action. So again, they're sitting back into the heel. They'll feel a deep stretch, as well as strengthening and bracing throughout the core as they lift up nice and tall to the ceiling. When you finish at the top, you want to keep your knuckles pressed directly up and bring all the way back down and relax. The next thing we're going to learn is how easily the axle transitions from one exercise to the next. So we're going to take from the front squat and move directly into the standing rollout that we learned in our assessment. Bring the axle down to the ground, keeping the back flat. We're going to roll all the way into a plank, keeping the knuckles pressed down to the ground. Nose should be straight, core is braced. We'll pull back to the top and then repeat. If you need to come down to the knee as a modification, like we did in the assessment, you may do so. Lastly, if you want to come all the way out into your plank and add a challenge, you can do a push-up on the bar. Press back up, pull back to the top. Repeat one more time. Standing rollout out, knuckles down, into a push-up, and coming back up to the top. From there, we're going to shift directly back up into our front squat position and repeat. What you're seeing is the beginnings of a flow of exercises where we come down. Now we'll transition to a standing rollout once again, rolling out into a push-up, rising back to the top, and pulling once again. One of the great things about the axle is that it allows you to transition from one functional exercise to the other. And we see this flow happening here right now. If you're new to the axle, what we suggest is performing 10 repetitions of the front squat and overhead press and pairing it with 6 repetitions of the standing rollout with an optional push-up.